Hi, I'm Mike. Welcome back to the shop. This video will show you how to do this. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so I've got both of the valve covers in an electrolytic bath. Got the sacrificial anode over here. It's just a piece of sheet steel. That's hooked up to the positive, and I've got the negative hooked up to one of the valve covers, and then I've connected the two through some jumper cables. So everything is in here. I degreased them as much as I could before I put them in, and of course you can see they are painted still, so I'm looking to see if I can get not only the rust off of here but also loosen up the paint. So we'll see how this works. Okay, I just pulled the valve cover out of the electrolytic bath. Check this out. I'll put it in again for a little bit longer, but it's awful nice to be able to just peel off the paint just by rubbing it. This has been in probably for about 8 hours, and again there's a bit of a discrepancy between which, you know, how far away you are from the sacrificial anode. The closer edge gets more clean more easily. The further away, less effective. So you can kind of see which side was closest. So pretty good stuff. The other nice part about the electrolytic process is the ability to get the grease out afterwards too. If I had done it before the bath, it just would have smudged all around. Now I just rub it and it comes off on the rag real easily. So it's a good for corrosion, good for grease or burnt on oil or whatever the heck you want to call it. But certainly makes the cleanup a heck of a lot easier. Alright, so these are the valve covers after being in the electrolytic bath and after some cleaning up with a rag. There's a couple areas that the paint didn't come off very well. So what I'm going to use is some paint stripper and some Q-tips and go at it that way. I also wanted to point out, it's kind of hard to see now, but there was in this area, you can see kind of where the line is there. There was a dent in there, and you can see probably a little bit where I'm not perfect on it, but I used a ball peen hammer to tap it out. And also a screwdriver, because it was a crease. It wasn't just a dent. So that where that rust-looking line is there, that's where the crease was. So I popped that out with a screwdriver. Not perfect, but it should be okay. It's a part of the history of the car anyway, so no big deal. All right, so I'll start with the stripper and the Q-tips and show you my progress as I go along. So I'm just applying the paint stripper using a brush, a detail brush. I don't want to overdo it on the paint stripper. I don't want to waste it. So I'm just going to rub it on here, let it sit, and then take it off with the Q-tips. These metal clips I'll also treat with some Ospo to neutralize the rust. When cleaning up the valve covers, remember anything inside the valve cover surface will go through your engine. So it's a good idea to use mineral spirits and a rag, clean out all the gook. When you're done, it should look something like this. That one still needs a little bit of work, but much cleaner than it was. So it just takes time, patience. All right, these are good enough, clean enough as far as I'm concerned. Both the inside and the outside, they look pretty good. I got the air separators or the oil separators as clean as I can. Got the rails all nice and clean. Any gasket material or anything left over is gone. So now I'm gonna prep this with some Ospo. Again, this is something you don't want to do barehanded. It is phosphoric acid or a diluted phosphoric acid, but that'll get it ready for paint. All right, ready to reassemble the components to the valve covers. I've got the replacement or reproduction grommets and oil filler cap. Both of all three of those on the old valve covers were just age hardened. There are two different types of grommets. One on the passenger side or the right side has a shoulder to it, and then for the PVC valve, a PCV valve, it's round only. The other thing I'm going to try to do, from the factory, these had rubber coverings on them, and I took them off as a part of the restoration. I've got some shrink tubing. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to put those on, and then I'll heat them on. The intent there is not to have a metal edge touching wires that could chafe, so having a non-metallic surface would make it easier or better for the wiring. I'm not sure if I'm going to be successful with that. These things don't like to bend. We'll see what happens. For the shouldered grommet, and this is for the breather tube that goes into the air intake. The orientation is it's at a bit of an angle. So this is the carburetor side of the valve cover. The valve cover will be sitting like this at an angle on the head. So this thinner side goes inboard towards the carburetor. Okay, that was a fail. So I got a little bit of touch up to do. Oh well, if everything goes perfectly, what's the point, right? I think I found my solution to the problem of protecting the wires from the metal edges. I'm using Plastidip, and that Plastidip, it's in a spray can. So in order to make this work, I'm spraying it into a plastic cap and then painting it on with a brush. This is one coat so far. It's covering really nicely, and I think it'll do the job. So I'm very pleased with how this came out. It looks good. So looking forward to getting these on the car.